Welcome to Life Force Rejuvenation. I have the esteemed pleasure to interview Mr. Drexler. I'm totally grateful and appreciate for him sharing his spirituality journey. I've seen this gentleman on many changes. He's an avid book reader, avid sun gazer. With that, take it away, Mr. Five.
Thanks for having me, John. Yeah, I guess I've always been into, the strange and the occult and the magical type of things. I always gravitated to, like, even as a kid, like ancient Egypt and, like the Greek and Roman mythology and other ancient religions. I grew up in the church. My mom was heavy, like, Southern Baptist type vibe. So she used to drag me to church until I was a teenager, until I started like questioning things and being rebellious and going my own way. I think one big pivoting point for me was is when my mom got cancer, and in the meantime, before her surgery to get it removed, she was just on this kick like, God healed me. I don't have cancer anymore. I'm good. And she just, repeatedly said that and told other people that and confessed it in front of people. And when they actually did the surgery and removed her organ or whatever, it was gone. Like it tested, like the cancer was gone. So that was kind of a pivotal point for me, because I didn't necessarily believe that Jesus Christ healed her, but I believe that something did. So that was kind of like where the mind over matter started, kind of clicked for me, that what you say and what you believe has a direct effect on the world around us. So that was probably like around, I think I was around 19 or 20 when that happened. So that kind of like changed my outlook from this is just a dense physical reality that we're living in to there's something in the unseen, you know what I mean? There's something in that ether, there's something else going on. So that kind of was a pivotal point for me to start questioning things. I'd say probably like the last 3 or 4 years, I've gone deeper. I've always like been like what some people would consider like a conspiracy theorist or whatever. Like I've always been like anti-authority, like question everything. And for, like, it's funny because like for so many years, like people like looked against that. And then like in the last couple of years, everything that's happened now, all like, my friends or family that thought I was a little off it maybe are like coming to me for questions and answers and stuff on things. Cause like now they're down with it. So it's just funny how the tables turn. But yeah, so I've always questioned things. I've always like wanted to figure out the root of things, how things worked, where things came from. Like, why do we have these ideas? Why do we have these concepts? Why do we as we do? And it kind of led me to like certain ancient like ways and philosophies. And one of those things was sun gazing. So I've been doing that for a couple years now, pretty religiously. It's interesting, like when you do the research on a lot of ancient cultures, because like people have been doing this for thousands of years, and different benefits and just health things and mental things, just like reconnecting with source. It definitely has some cool benefits. I'd recommend people to try it, even if you don't get or see direct benefits like that. At least like waking up early and starting your day on the right page is very beneficial. What else? Meditation, I've been doing pretty heavy for the last few years too. I've seen some cool breakthroughs with that. Like once I had like a daytime astral projection while I was meditating. I've been in deep meditation and heard like an Asian type chimes, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell was that? Where did that come from? Because it's straight silent in the house and everything. I had one time when I was meditating in the woods, and it was kind of I can't even really explain what the sound was because I never really heard anything like it. But I guess it would be compared to like angelic like war trumpets or something. Like it was just these like monumental, like just larger than life kind of like sounding horns. Something you'd see in like or you would hear like in a weird sci-fi movie or something. But yeah, just different things like that. It just kind of like, I don't know, you hear about, these stories in the Bible or something of God coming down and speaking these people in different ways and fashions, and it sounds, like pretty crazy, and it probably would be if it came to you like that. So I think you kind of got to like work yourself up, and you get little pieces here and there to keep you going on the path. Because if they gave you the whole steak up front, you know what I mean, it'd probably be too much for your stomach. So they give you little pieces here and there and get your appetite ready.
Cool.
Yeah, so been heavy in the books, especially since quarantine and everything. Heavy in my hermit mode. I've been studying the tarot. Been looking into like a lot of Paul Foster cases stuff. Been doing reading a lot of chaos magic, Peter Carroll. A lot of yogi and Eastern philosophy too. And then I've been trying to incorporate it into the music now and bring some different type of wisdom and knowledge on a more palpable platform for some people. Some of these people won't go deep into a book, so you know what I mean. Now I bring the book to them.
Nice. Let's see. So what else? Any journeys, meditations or Egypt and stuff like that? You know what fractal you are?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Oh, any of the journeys through Egypt, any fractal parts of you that you can recall?
I haven't had any ancient Egypt experiences. I have had some Indian type experiences. But yeah, I think that it's not one, and this is kind of like a more recent belief that I'm entertaining, that it's not just one way. It's not just Judaism. It's not just Islam. It's not just Buddhist. Like there are several pathways to reach source. There's different ways to tap back in. Not saying all the ways work. Not saying all the ways are ways you should try, but I think there are multiple ways. And I think the Egyptians figured it out. I think the Indian cultures figured it out. I think some of the ancient Native Americans figured it out. So just, find your tribe, find what resonates with you, and, start. You got to be the fool someday. You know what I mean? Might as well start now.
Oh, praise be.
Chatch.
Yeah. I've done a huge amount of spiritual journeys as far as, like literature goes and stuff like that. And it all culminates into one thing. It all goes right to source.
Yep. I think that's like any time where you need a middleman or you need a liaison between you and God, there's there's something wrong there, or it's some type of money, power, or some type of, you know what I'm saying? There's something wrong with the structure. If you can't go directly to, like, you know what I mean, question it.
Oh, yeah. Oops. All right. That was totally awesome. You're such a fluid being. You do not
Actually,
like.
most of my signs in my chart are water signs.
Oh, totally. And you do not fight the current. All right. With that, thank you. I total gratitude. Thank you for joining me and sharing space with me on this, on my YouTube channel.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.